Can repeat after me. Ayudhanamaham vajram dhenunamasmi kamadhuk prashnashasmi kandarpa sarpanamasmi vasuki. Yes. Read the translation to it.
Could you scroll down, Prabhuji? Oh, there you go. Translation of weapons, I am and about. Among cows, I am Surabhi. Of causes for procreation, I am Gandarpa, the god of love. And of serpents, I am Vasuki. Purport. The thunderbolt, indeed, a mighty weapon, represents Krishna's power. In Krishna Loka, in the spiritual sky, there are cows which can be milked at any time, and they give as much milk as one likes. Of course, such cows do not exist in the material world, but there is mention of them in Krishna Loka. The Lord keeps many such cows, which are called Surabhi. It is stated that the Lord is engaged in herding the Surabhi cows. Kardarpa is the sex desire for presenting good sons. Therefore, Kardarpa is the representative of Krishna. Sometimes sex is engaged only for sense gratification. Such sex does not represent Krishna. But the sex for the generation of good children is called Kandarpa and represents Krishna.
Yes. So you can see the from the trending of ocean with so in the ocean of milk, I mean churning of churning of the ocean of milk only, no? Correct. So there's so many things came up. So in that is it? वो ज्यादा ऑयल रहेगा तो थोड़ा सा डाउन so yeah, so many things came up. So here is talking about further things. So thunderbolt also came, and so no, wait, not from there. Sorry, actually Vajra came from Dadichi Muni. Sorry, not there. It's not continuation of that. So so now he's telling about the thunderbolt, that is mighty weapon. You know how the thunderbolt was made, right? The demigods, they went to the Supreme Lord for killing Vitrasura. And then Lord gives the solution that you should go to Dadichi Muni and ask for his bones. Because Dadichi Muni is a great mystic, and actually he was a self-realized person. So Dadichi Muni had no concern in giving up his body, because he understood that ultimately my body is meant for Lord Vishnu's service. That was his consciousness. He had no issues in giving up his body, though it was meant for serving the demigods in one sense. But because it came from the Lord, that order came from the Lord, so the Rishi Muni was completely okay with that. So in the beginning, he kind of denied, because he was testing whether the demigod, just to see how demigods are so attached with their body. Just he was testing, but eventually you find that the Rishi Muni agreed, and that shows his selfless service attitude. Can you think of somebody like not having any concerns to give up the body also for the service of the Lord? So that is amazing consciousness of the Rishi Muni, we can see. Not at all easy. Somebody has to give the body, even little bit of inconvenience also we cannot take. So in the case of the Rishi Muni, he was ready to even sacrifice his body also. So this is amazing. So you can see, because Vajra is very special. And then it says in Krishna Loka, there are cows. These cows are not ordinary cows also. So they give milk as much as one likes. Such cow do not exist in the material world. You don't find that kind of cow. The same way you don't find that kind of trees also. The Lord of those cows. That's why this version, Chinta Mani Prakarasam Kalpavriksha, Lakshmi Chasasya Kasam Brahmastobhyavanam. Lakshavate, so Surabhi Abhipadan. So that Surabhi is coming with it. So Surabhi is cow is not ordinary cow. So when Indra was also punished, after Govardhan Lila, so then Indra wanted to offer forgiveness. I mean, he wanted to seek forgiveness. So then he approached Mother Surabhi because Surabhi is very dear to Krishna. And that's why he was forgiven also. And then Kandarpa is a such desire for presenting good sons. Therefore, Kandarpa is the representative of Krishna. So, Kandarpa Koti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobha. Krishna is having beauty of thousands and thousands of cupids. But Krishna says in another place also that among the sex life, I mean, the sex life is not contrary to religious principles. He is that. Krishna even says that as well. So the point is that there also Krishna says, I am that. And here also he's saying among the god of love, I am the Kandarpa. So it says Kandarpa, the sex desire for good sons. So that he represents. That's why that verse confirms. It's only meant for good sons, not just anybody like that. Not in any way. So sometimes sex is engaged only for some gratification. So sex does not represent it. That is confirmed. So that kind of a representation. Only for getting a progeny, but sex for generation of good children is called Kandarpa and represents Krishna. So that was again the same was Dharma Viruddha Bhutesmi Kamosmi Bharatarshaka. Similar thing is mentioned there as well. So this is the way Krishna is teaching that how one should see me as the best of everything, essence of everything, like that. So any reflection in this? Any point you want to share? Virat Kohli, Arya. Yes, Virat Kohli. Haribol, you're there?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I was just thinking of a reflection. I was just listening to your explanation.
Yeah. Anything you want to share? Okay, if not, then we go to the next. Chasmi Naga, Nam Varuno Yadasamaham, the Namarayama, Chasmi Yamaha Sanyamata Maham. Can you read the translation?
Of the many hooded Nagas, I am Ananta, and among the aquatics, I am the demigod Varuna. Of departed ancestors, I am Aryama, and among the dispensers of law, I am Yama, the lord of death. Purport: among the many hooded Naga serpents, Ananta is the greatest, and the demigod Varuna among the aquatics. They both represent Krishna. There is also a planet of Pitas, ancestors, presided over Aryama, who represents Krishna. There are many living entities who give punishment to the miscreants, and among them Yama is the chief. Yama is situated in a planet near this earthly planet. After death, there are those who are very sinful are taken there, and Yama arranges different kinds of punishments for them.
So maybe we'll discuss this tomorrow. We'll pause here. 7:50.